Human Resources Department is the backbone of every organization as they are tasked to manage the company's most valuable assets, their people. Thus, proper human resource management can spell the difference between a thriving and failing business, but how do we know if we are managing human resources properly and effectively? Hi, my name is Josh and I'm the founder of HR University, and I have over 6 years of HR experience. And today I'll be talking about conducting a human resource audit. And because it plays an essential role in this particular area. And I have prepared a checklist and guide just for you. And if you want to know more about it, then we'll go ahead and jump in. But before we do so, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of all future instructional videos from HR experts. Before I share with you our checklist and how to use it, let's first talk more about what an HR audit is and the purpose of conducting one. An HR audit is a comprehensive assessment of the existing HR practices and policies of the organization. After a thorough understanding of the current state of the HR operations, what we want to do next is compare this against the ideal state set by the industry standards, benchmarks from other companies within the same sector, or based on the company's targets. Ultimately, there are two main reasons for conducting an HR audit. First is to identify gaps and proactively address them before they cause problems for the company, or to put it simply, risk management. Non-compliance with laws like the Fair Labor Standards Act, the FLSA, or the Family and Medical Leave Act, FMLA, may cause a huge financial and reputational risk to the company. Moreover, conducting an HR audit promotes continuous improvement and enhancement of HR activities that provide more value to employees and contribute to a positive and healthy working environment. Especially now that we live in a UCA world, our HR practices must stay up to date with the latest employment laws and trends. As we navigate our way through the HR world, several HR practices must be updated and introduced, such as work from home arrangements and flexible work schedule to support our employees. Now that we have answered the what and the why, we are now ready to dive deep into how the HR audit is conducted. In conducting an HR audit, we usually take a look at different areas of HR, which include the following: recruitment, training and development, benefits and compensation, employee relations, health, safety and well-being, and record keeping. Feel free to pause the video here to get a better understanding and look at this chart. The key to a successful audit is its accuracy and completeness. And one helpful tool is the HR Audit Checklist here. So let's go ahead and discuss in detail the items that you need to focus on in each HR aspect. So stay with me in this video and let's go ahead and check them out. One important aspect to take note of is that the HR key areas that I've shared with you earlier must align with the company's HR strategy and the overall business strategy. Therefore, the first step in conducting an HR audit is to have a clear understanding of these two. Some of the questions that we would like to ask in assessing the overall company strategy are the following. Do you have a mission and vision statement? Are the HR goals aligned with the organizational goals? If your answer is no, a discussion with the upper management might be warranted, and you may need to clarify the direction and strategy of the business and how HR can support this. Another question that we should ask is if we know the total number of employees in the company, the breakdown of managers and supervisors, as well as part-time and full-time employees. This is a very fundamental question, but you'll be surprised that companies do not even know how many employees in total they carry because of bad data management. Lastly, it is also important to check the communication lines between the HR department and employees. Organizations rely on HR to relay important information to employees and to take feedback from them on how effectively company programs are working. Having regular and open communication is crucial in maintaining productivity and preventing misunderstandings. After assessing the overall HR strategy and management, we can go to the various key areas in HR. Note that you can start from any area depending on your priority, but for this video, let us begin with recruitment. Here are some key questions that must be asked. First, is there a clear recruitment process for new hires? How long is the recruitment process? This is important because we want to provide our candidates a good recruitment experience when they apply to our company. Second, are the job descriptions updated and ADA compliant? Do you know what ADA is? ADA, or the Americans with Disabilities Act, prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities in all employment practices, including recruitment. In writing job descriptions, some words are better than others. Instead of using these such as talk or hear, which tend to exclude individuals with disabilities, it's better to use words that convey the actual requirements of the job, such as communicate or express. Another important compliance question to ask is, are there I-9 forms created for each employee, and are they reviewed yearly? What are I-9 forms? I-9 forms are used to confirm the identity of a new employee and to verify that he or she is eligible to work in the U.S. Employers determined to have knowingly hired or continue to employ unauthorized workers will be required to cease the unlawful activity, be fined, and in certain situations, they may also be criminally prosecuted. That's definitely something that you want to avoid. Let's move on to the next area, training and development. Here are some key questions that we should ask. First, are new hires given a proper orientation once they report to work? Do you know that a third of employee turnover happens on the first 90 days of a new hire? That's terrible. And that 53% of HR professionals say that better onboarding creates engaged employees, which then carries over to their career within the company. This is why it's important to have a proper onboarding program for employees. In connection with the onboarding, we must also ask, do employees have a copy of an updated employee handbook? This will serve as their guide as they work and progress in their careers with the company. Lastly, are employees provided with opportunities to further develop their skills? Whether through workshops, conferences, webinars, or coaching programs, employees must be provided access to learning as a boost retention, as well as business growth. Next, we go to the compensation and benefits area. Some of the key items to check are the following. Is there a proper pay structure in place? And is it being reviewed and updated regularly? This is to ensure that employees are being compensated properly based on the workload and scope of responsibilities. Second, are employees correctly tagged as exempt or non-exempt as per FLSA or the Fair Labor Standards Act? An exempt employee is not entitled to overtime pay, whereas those non-exempt are eligible to be paid overtime. Lastly, are employees allocated appropriate leave time as per FMLA? This act provides certain employees with a number of weeks of unpaid job-protected leave per year. As HR professionals, you must be well versed with these labor laws. And make sure to go and take a look at our other videos for a more in-depth discussion on these topics. For employee relations, one key aspect is a performance evaluation. It is worth asking then if there is a performance evaluation system in place to reward high performers and manage non-performers. Is there a clear procedure for resolving performance issues? Take, for example, Lisa, an employee who has been performing poorly for 2 consecutive performance evaluation cycles now. How do you manage her? What are the protocols in resolving her performance issues? Lastly, is there a clear and well-communicated process for receiving and handling employee complaints? What if Lisa is a victim of discrimination and workplace retaliation, but she just doesn't know how or where to go to air her concerns? One day, Lisa received advice from her friend to file a complaint to OSHA's Whistleblower Protection Program. This is a situation that we'd like to avoid because it is going to be costly, time-consuming, and harmful to the company's reputation. In the area of safety, health, and well-being, these are some of the questions that we should ask. Does the company have a policy in place to protect employees from workplace violence and threats? Are managers and supervisors given proper training on workplace ethics and labor laws? In cases of emergencies, is there any emergency response system in place that can be quickly activated? It is also worth asking simple questions like, is the workplace great for ergonomic purposes? And is the temperature within it a reasonable range? This may seem like a small item, but greatly affects the well-being and productivity of your employees. And now we're down to the last key area to assess, record keeping and documentation. Because HR manages a lot of employee data, it's a must to check if personnel, records, performance reviews, and other documents are logged accurately and promptly. A lot of companies would invest in HRIS or a human resource information system to help them collect, store, and manage employee data more efficiently. In terms of record keeping, are documents kept for the required duration, and are sensitive documents stored in a secure location? Because employee data is generally considered sensitive, HR must handle it with the utmost care and confidentiality. Now that we have just answered the key questions in the HR Audit Checklist, what's next? Remember that HR audit does not end there. We must go through the implementation part. So feel free to pause the video and go ahead and take a moment to look at the chart. By completing the HR audit checklist, we have just finished steps 1 and 2 of the HR audit process. What we must do next is compare our assessment of existing HR processes against ideal standards, identify gaps, and recommend changes, as well as implement them. And the last thing here, most importantly, is reevaluate. And we do this because the HR audit is not a one-time activity. It is an ongoing process. For HR to continuously improve, it must be done periodically. And it must be done in a way that it creates a better working atmosphere for employees that would make them feel happy and motivated. And there we have it, the complete guide for human resource audit checklist. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go ahead and like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can get great HR information at your fingertips showing up in your newsfeed. And again, my name is Josh. I'm the founder of HR University. I wish you the best of success in your HR career and implementing HR audits in the workplace to better your organization. And I'll see you on the many different videos that we have. Cheers.